Welcome back to Tailgate Talk, your host, Wyatt G. I got a very big special guest in the building today. He's very young. He's popping. He knows what he's doing, and he's a great person overall, and I'm glad I got to meet him this year. Got the one and only bigb, Branden Quayle. Branden, how you doing, bro?
Doing pretty well. This is pretty exciting. I'm happy to be here. This is very nice setup you guys have here, so excited to get going with this.
And it's nice to have you back in Wisconsin, because you're not originally from Wisconsin, correct?
Yeah, I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, you're a Youper, huh?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll let that slide. It's better than Minnesota or Illinois, right?
Of course, yeah.
Growing up in Michigan, how do you become a Packers fan? Like, you're in the Youper, I get it. It could be Lions, could be Packers mix, but how does that transpire?
Yeah, well, most of my family is Packer fans, so I kind of just got born into it, and also my grandpa has season tickets, so I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to be anything else than a Packers fan, and most of the Upper Peninsula is pretty much Packers fans anyway. Yeah, really not even a choice to be a fan of any other team.
What was your first moment when you were watching the Packers and you're like, I love this, I want to just be fully invested into this as a fan?
Probably the Arizona Packers playoff game in 2015 where Rodgers had the Hail Mary. That's the first Packers game I was really into. And then that next season, I just went so hard into it, and I've been into it ever since and just been going full steam ahead.
When was your first Packers game then, since your grandpa has season tickets? When did you start going to games, and how many do you think you've been to in your life?
I've probably been to about at least 15 by now, but my first ever Packers game was actually the Chargers game back in 2015.
Okay.
Where they also wore the throwbacks. And
ironic.
Of course,
It's Chargers week
I know.
too.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And they wore the throwbacks. James Starks had a massive touchdown run. James Jones had a touchdown. Demarius Randall had the nice PUP to win the game. So that was a great first game to go to, and just an awesome experience.
So out of 15 games, I'm going to give you a tough question, man. I love giving tough questions to people. What's your favorite game out of all those, and why?
It's always been the 2019 Seattle playoff game, but I think last year the Cowboys game topped it. That was my Make-A-Wish weekend. Game-winning Mason Crosby field goal, beating Mike McCarthy for the first time when on his coming back home. Just a phenomenal game. Christian Watson's coming out party. I mean, man, that was an amazing weekend overall, and the game just cherry on top of the entire weekend.
We've had a few conversations, or I've had a few people say some of their favorite memories was at that game too, in terms of either the C-Watt touchdown, the comeback, Mike being there, or just being there with their friends and family. So it seems like that game particularly sticks out for a lot of people. So I'm glad it's only stuck out to you, but a lot of other people out there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We got to address this one now. There's a few things we got to address. I saw your tweet. Kroll's West or East? Now, obviously, East, we're not going to discuss that, but Kroll's West. Branden, I got to understand. Why do you not like Kroll's?
Okay. Where do I start?
Where do you start? Oh, boy.
It's just overhyped, I guess. It's way too overrated. The food is all right. It's bar food, but I wouldn't go there unless it was probably game day, or I was middle of the night. That's my only option. I would go there. You know, their cheese curds are not that great. Their chicken tenders aren't that great either. So it's just a big disaster there. I just don't mess with it at all.
These are the hottest takes ever, but I love it. So then it sounds like you must have had a bad experience though.
I really didn't.
Really?
I just don't care for the food.
When was the last time you went there then? Did you get it from outside or inside? That's the question.
Both. And it was probably about 4 years ago now. It's been a while.
Okay. Because my tip I got was you always go inside, never go outside, because it's already pre-made and stuff like that. So shout out Vicky, the bartender in there. Vicky, shout out Vicky. No Kroll's West at all.
No.
Have you tried 1919?
Yes, I love 1919. Probably in my top 3 favorite restaurants in Green Bay. I love it.
So top 3 in Green Bay: 1919,
Andrews's, and then Hagemeister Park on the other side of Green Bay. It's all named after the old stadium where the Packers used to play in. It's just a nice little restaurant. It's on the river, and you can see boats coming in, and
it's kind of like a burgers and fries type joint.
Yeah, kind of.
I got you. Okay.
It's very nice. It's like old schoolish. So
it brings about like the old school vibe to it back in the east side.
Yeah.
I got you. That makes sense. You were just talking about how it was Make-A-Wish weekend for that Cowboys game last year. Now that's something that you really feel a hold to and you really relate to, considering you're one of those kids.
Yes.
I'll let you take over. You explain what your story with that and what you were diagnosed with.
3 years ago, just a few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoma. Yeah, it's going downstate, down to Grand Rapids, every week. Then now it's like every month. Took 25 plus pills a day at the whole beginning of this. Could barely walk at some points. I lost so much weight. Like I lost all my hair a few times. It's been a true test to my entire family and especially me. But I had a positive mindset through the entire thing. The mindset of I have to do this no matter what. If I want to get better, I want to get back to being myself. I have to do all this. So I didn't really say no to anything.
How old were you when you found out about that?
I think it was I 15 or 14? I think it was 15.
So that's like freshman, sophomore year of high school.
That was my first year of high school.
Yeah, freshman year. Damn. Yeah. You said you just had to keep a positive mindset through it. What kept you going? Like, besides the positive mindset, like what pushed you more? Like what got you that confidence to keep pushing on every day, every second, no matter what?
Well, of course, my family, Packers football was a huge part in it. My Twitter community was a massive part in just keeping me distracted, keeping me like up and pushing me to do this. So I'd have to big credit to my like Twitter community and the Packers to helping me through all this, because I don't think I could do that without them.
Now, speaking of the Packers helping you, they did something very cool for you. Walk us through that story, start to finish, of being in the practice facility, like that drive there that day. What was the mindset like? I'm about to go in the practice facility and meet all these guys. Like, what's the mindset? And then walk me through that day.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. We went to the lunchroom. We went to of course, Don Hudson Center. We watched the Saturday walkthrough. Got to go into break down the huddle, and Matt LaFleur pulled me in and asked me who my favorite Packer player was. I said Russell Douglas, of course, but we don't have to get into that. And then we went back and we had lunch with Aaron Rodgers, which was unbelievable. He's such a nice dude. It made me fall in love with him even more. And then after the entire Make-A-Wish experience, had Wes Hodquist brought me on like an own little private tour of Lambeau, and I actually got to see everything I wanted to see. So it was a very awesome day, and I wish I could relive it every single day of my life because it was incredible.
It seemed like I was looking at some of the pictures, and you had long hair back in the day too.
Yeah.
You had the flow going. Yeah. I thought that was awesome, and you were just breaking down. And I love looking at the picture because you're standing in it. You got all the guys looking at you, just smiling, and Rodgers in the back, and it just looks like such an awesome moment for you as just a Packers fan, just to be there and experience that.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome.
What was that lunch with, or what was that conversation with Rodgers during lunch like?
Yeah, well, he pretty much carried the conversation because I was just so nervous. I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting with Aaron. Aaron Rodgers is right there eating a burrito. What is my life right now? Yeah, Rodgers carried the conversation really. We talked about pretty much anything, like music, school, really hobbies, what I want to do after high school, pretty much anything you can think of. It was really nice conversation.
You broke some very important news to the NFL world.
Yes.
Mr. Broken Thumb, right?
Yep.
Walk us through that, how that all transpired.
Yeah, well, when before I went to the huddle, Rodgers came over and, shook our hands, just introduced himself, and we started walking to the middle of the field where they were having their huddle. Started the small talk. I said, so how's the finger or thumb doing? And he said, oh, well, it's broken. And then that was the end of it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I don't think that's out in the public yet. When I got back, I told my cousin who I brought with, and he started freaking out. And he's like, oh my God. So fast forwarding to after the Titans game, which was the Thursday night game, the next day on Friday, just got to my next class. I sat down, saw Twitter was going off about, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers does what's happening. Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that. So then I was like, I'll just tweet it out there now. Might as well. It seems like a perfect time to do it, and just took off.
What was the reaction like that you got from friends and family once, they found out, holy crap, our son, or a friend, whatever, has this very important information, just broke it, and now it's going all over the whole country?
My family wasn't really that excited about it because they were very nervous I was going to get in trouble. And then also when the lady who works at Lambeau, who like brought us on the tour, like works with like Make-A-Wish and stuff, called my mom, yelled at like me for breaking it and all this nonsense. And yeah, that didn't really settle well with my mom.
Really? So they were more the Packers, or was that the Packers or Make-A-Wish that's more upset?
It was the Packers. I would say her name who called, but that probably wouldn't be a smart
we don't
idea.
Gotta do name drops.
Yeah, no name drops here.
That's crazy how they were upset about that.
They were very upset.
Well, it's weird because you literally see all these other reporters and stuff. They'll just throw out crap out there, say, "Oh yeah, he's got a broken leg." Yeah, actually, he had a cramp in his leg. So if they get away with false reports, then why can't you get away with a real, accurate report?
Yeah, and she was saying like, "Oh, we try to keep the conversations with the players and the kids like private as much as possible and stuff." And I'm like, really?
But did they ever ask to talk to you about it?
No,
they just went to your mom about it.
Yeah, they called my mom literally that night, I think, or like when Ian Rappaport like retweeted it, like not shortly after that they called.
That's crazy. And then eventually you saw the video where he says, "Shut out, Big B."
And how did it come about with the Make-A-Wish kid?
Yeah, he's a aspiring podcaster, I believe.
Packers B.
So I didn't realize
Big B.
I was getting
Big P. Sorry, Packers P. Sorry, Bob.
B.
Packers
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
So I had it right the first time.
Boy. Yeah, Big B.
All right. Legend.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. That's on me.
No, he was a great kid. He was asking a lot of questions. We had a nice little lunchtime chat.
Yep. I love that video. I watch it like once a week, I think. It's just so great.
Well, the way he said it sounds like he really didn't care.
Yeah.
Like he sounds like, yeah, he broke it. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So then how did everyone else react when that video came out then? And like, what were kind of the feelings in terms of people? Were they mad or how'd they feel?
Yeah, a lot of people in my Twitter comments were not very happy with me, but I don't really care. Like, if Aaron didn't want that out there, he wouldn't have told me. Yeah. And he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. And I would hope he would realize, a 16, 17-year-old kid would have social media. And he knows I'm do stuff because I mentioned Aaron Nagler a few times. I mentioned Wes Hodquist a few times. So I would assume he would realize I'm connected with people. And he had all day to tell me, like, don't say it. Like, don't put that out there. Yep. And he didn't. So I don't know.
Just put it out there. Yeah. This is history.
Yeah.
Going to, like you said, Nags. Yep. Shout out Mr. Aaron Nagler. Yes. Cheesehead TV, repping the brand boys, You did a podcast with Nags and David Bakhtiari.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. I didn't even know about that till literally today when I was going through your Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, I did a little Instagram deep dive right before just to make sure. So how did that transpire? How'd that come to be? Because that's really cool. You literally got to talk to freaking Dave.
Yep.
Called him an old man. You're the oldest tenured guy, all that. How did that even come about? Yeah,
well, that happened on the Cheesehead TV draft watch party, and David came on there, and Aaron and David talked, asked a few questions and stuff, and then they opened it up to the people in the Zoom. So I just raised my hand, and I'm like, oh, might be a good question, and David Bakhtiari's freaking awesome, so I'll just ask this question. I love that video too. Also,
that's awesome. Going back to you being diagnosed and all that, are you completely out of the woods? Are you still?
Yes, I am.
You completely out?
Yes, I am. I've been in remission. I'm completely done with all my pills. It's just been checkups now. Congrats,
Thank you. Glad you're a lot better.
Yes.
And now you can enjoy your Sundays a little bit more too.
I know.
Feel a little bit more energetic.
Yeah, it's been great.
And speaking of Sundays, you'll be at this Sunday's Chargers game.
Yep.
What are you looking most forward to for this weekend?
Well, of course, tailgate before the game, but just hopefully seeing the offense click a little bit better, get the chemistry up, get Jaden Reed involved, Dontavian Wicks, get the young guys involved. Hopefully Watson turns it around. Just overall looking for improvement, and that's all you can hope for this season.
I'm gonna give you some Cheesehead TV questions now. Favorite Packers all-time play?
Gotta think here.
I make those people think, bro. It's my job, right?
Yeah. Devontae Adams' first touchdown in the Seattle Packers playoff game in 2019, where I think him and Geronimo did this thing, and then Devontae leaked out. Mm-hmm. Very good route running. I lost my during when that happened, so I'll say that one for now, but I could probably come up with something better if I had time to think.
Now, I got a feeling you're probably going to say Aaron Rodgers is your favorite Packers player of all time, so disclude him.
Okay.
Favorite Packers player of all time for you, discluding A-Rod?
The GOAT, Jamal Williams. That's easy. I love Jamal Williams. Funniest dude on the planet. I'm connected with his family. I'm connected with one of his friends from high school. His mom's amazing. I love her so much. She's so cool. I just love Jamal so much. I don't know. I just love him.
With being, you know, a massive Packers fan your whole life and just really indulging in this lifestyle, what's the next thing you look forward to?
Packers future in general. That gets me excited about it. Also, just like seeing where my podcast goes. My good friend Joey, just seeing where that goes. See what opportunities just open up in the future. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll jump into the media world after high school. You never know.
Are there any upcoming games that people might be able to catch you at, or certain places on social media they can reach out to you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to the Chiefs game. You know, Taylor Swift might be in attendance. So, you know, I gotta be there. If Taylor's gonna be there. Going to the Tampa game. Of course, my Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. Always on Instagram also. So those are places where you can connect with me. Go Pack, go.
Make sure you guys check out Branden, bigb on Instagram. Well, Branden, I appreciate very much, bro.
Of course.
Thank you. Taking this time from freaking Michigan, and shout out Caden too. Caden, thank you for driving him down here. I greatly appreciate that, bro. If you guys like this video, like, subscribe, comment Big B in the chat. If you guys want more podcasts, let us know what names you might want to see. Go Pack, go. See you in the next video.